roughest day of all of the LCS teams yesterday. People flaming draft, definitely having poor performances on stage as well. So they are looking to bounce back right now, and they've got a very formidable opponent to try and do that against. As far as the bans go, probably will be very similar ones. Already, actually, the Mordekaiser are definitely a deviation here. TSM actually might focus a bit more on top lane. Maybe they want to get counter pick here for Broken Blade. Or maybe it's for something like an Ornn pick and they want him safety and they don't want a Mordekaiser to be able to abuse it.
Yeah. Let's see if the Ornn gets less up here.
Let's see. Kiana going through as well. No jungle bans or marksman bans. So the classic Senna Aphelios trade for LCS is a high probability. Rumble is a flex pick. I cannot highlight this enough. People have been talking about it in scrims. Yes, it is played a lot in the mid lane as well as the top lane, but even in the jungle. I talked to a couple of junglers. It's the lowest percentage chance, of course. Okay, so
I was gonna say it's not a Dardock player, but it'd be sweet.
Yeah, we're probably not gonna see it, but it definitely is an option. Instant lock-ins though, answers here from Immortals, immediately getting that Aatrox and Elise combination. Xmithie just like quadrupled the power of his jungle champion, maybe even more bigger factor than that. From Trundle to Elise, your early game ganking goes from basically the floor to the ceiling, Riv.
I think if you drop it, it misses the floor, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
It just went all the way back around. Anti-gravity turned on now for the Elise. Senatom Kench locked in there for TSM bottom side, though. Kabe and Biofrost, so to see what they can do on stage in the LCS for the first time as a pairing. Aphelios, they actually don't go for, because they went for Aatrox Elise, they actually don't lock in their marksman on the side of Immortals. I definitely expect TSM to... Squad, by the way, this champ select is very, very big spike for the mid game. This is an incredibly powerful early game team that TSM are drafting right now. They can spike on one item each even. Yep. They can even put together parts of items here with Lee Sin, LeBlanc, Rumble, top triangle of the map, and a Senatom Kench bottom. TSM are definitely looking to come at the Immortals very early on. I expect this one to be explosive.
Also, hard to gank a LeBlanc even if you are an Elise. Hard to gank a Rumble. He might kill both of you, but a little easier on that top side. So we'll have to see where the Xmithie decides to go. And it's the Zoe for Ica. There's a lot of damage there, but I feel like it's a bit conditional. You got to hit the paddle stars. Yeah. You got to be putting people to sleep in that drowsy state. So we'll see if they can make everything connect. A lot of skill shots to be hit there towards that bottom side of the map in the cocoon.
And one of the things why sometimes you see the Zoes into LeBlanc is because you can throw out your Sleepy Trouble Bubble at the LeBlanc as she's using the distortion, and you should be able to hit her most of the time. It's pretty easy to judge that trajectory, but that means that you do have to save it, and you can't be throwing it out as often for picks and stuff. If you don't have Sleepy Trouble Bubble for Zoe, she's very vulnerable. And LeBlanc Lee Sin are very mobile champions, Riv, so definitely possibilities here for Dardoch all around the map. That's what you like to see in an opening game here, where there are a lot of questions surrounding how well will the new pickups work together. Definitely will be answered quickly.
We do have to wonder. TSM versus Immortals going live on the Rift shortly. New players fitting in on each team. You have Kabe in that bot lane on your screen right there. Mr. Consistent in the LEC, the European LCS, when he was playing in that as well. And it wasn't really the reason you would ever win a game, and recently had better laning stats over the last year, which allowed Kabe to make a better name for himself. So to watch that now fitting in, and definitely a new type of marksman we're seeing at bot lane here for TSM.
Yeah, and I definitely expect bottom lane this game to be the calm lane. That's probably going to be the farm lane of the map. And all the explosions are going to happen maybe top triangle, because Ezreal Braum is fairly difficult to gank. It's a very defensive setup. That probably won't be the area where Dardoch attacks unless something crazy happens, like they burn summoners themselves down there, or there's early invades. I would definitely expect him to play around solos.
All right, as we load into the game, let's hear from Dardoch on starting for TSM in 2020.
It's been a really long time since I've been a starter. So like even when I was like subbing or playing in LCS on Optic or Optic Academy, just didn't feel the same. Like going on stage and playing in the LCS are two different things. Like me subbing in for a week 1 spring split game means nothing to everybody involved. Whether we win or lose, it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, and everybody knows it from loading in. But being a part of something in the LCS from the very start is actually special. So I enjoy that feeling.
He's going to have to make a big name for himself this time around, or at least show kind of a different pace of play if wins and losses start to fit into their roster.
IMT already trying to get some value out of the Braum, going for the invade. We saw down at the Tri-Brush, they were unable to land the Q from Braum onto Kabe, so they didn't get anything out of it there except for a ward kill. And nothing will come of these invades. So both junglers will start bottom side buff and have their opportunities to make their presence felt very early on.
Head towards that top side of the map. We'll see the first time they meet up in just a few minutes. Bot lane, as we said, that Senna being able to heal up safety with Biofrost. Mid lane early, that level 2 coming in from Dardoch. They want to try to get Ica immediately. Push him to the left side of his turret, but he's already in range. And they're putting that pressure in for Bjergsen immediately.
And you see that, Riv? That is the Ignite that just says, get away from me! Ica immediately lights Bjergsen on fire when he goes in. So Zoe, no Ignite here, using it very, very early after the level 2 gank from Dardoch. But again, this route that Dardoch takes, usually people are like, oh, level 2 gank, that's so cheesy, dude. It's not if you're Lee Sin and you start red side. This is a very efficient path over to what you're going to clear anyway. Buff Gromp. I've talked about it already too much probably this season, but is my favorite and most efficient as far as the new experience levels of the camps. You just get right to level 3, and since he passed through mid lane, he was able to get some damage and the Ignite out of Ica on his way to what is a very similar path to what he would probably be taking anyways, and now he can reverse clear until the Scuttle Crabs come up.
Feels good. We saw Xmity clearing a bit. Does have zombie ward, so he took Sweeper early and was able to get that vision out that was just above Ica. A little bit of love for the top side of the map. We may see Dardoch start to hover here as well. Yeah, Xmity and Dardoch. Looks like they're about to shake hands. Mid pressure is towards Bjergsen here.
Now, Dardoch wants to put this crab down towards mid lane. You can see that's why he walks to the top side of it. He wants it closer to the lane that he has priority over, and that is the LeBlanc that he ganked for. Bjergsen, level 4, pushing the wave, has full control. Meanwhile, since they know that Xmithy has been sighted on top side, Kabe and Biofrost pushing in as well, get Scuttle Crab number 2 for themselves, and TSM control the river.
You see some Bjerg stats there, one of his favorite champs, 15-7, with 20 solo kills in his LCS career. Always an impact player in the mid lane and takes that advantage to solo kill his opponent whenever possible. Flamespitter back to Soaz is a little bit of an overheat from Broken Blade, turns him back, but nice trades between these two. We already saw Soaz going in hard, and maybe Broken Blade can bait something in here. There's one Q. You see if Soaz gets that dash in, and he's going to be up the river without a paddle. He uses it early, may have to flash now to get out of this. It's going to be the cripple going in first to slow him down, but Flash is there, and the pressure topside. Dardok's been to 2 lanes now.
All right, Riv, remember what I talked about in Champ Select for Dardok. Top triangle of the map should be targeted.
Yep.
What does he do? He ganks mid, gets the summoner spell down, ganks top lane. Now there's no flash for Soaz. So it's perfectly set up for TSM to play to their game plan from Champion Select and try and get those solo lanes to that powerful level where they can bring them down, start roaming across the map. Dragon number 1 now spawning, and it is an Infernal Drake. So if you get that lead and secure it for your Rumble and your LeBlanc, those are 2 solo lanes that love early dragon fights.
Give him more damage on their damage. Actually looking at Ica as well. Dark Harvest for his Zoe. Hopefully he can get some stacks. We'll keep track of how many he is getting throughout the game on low champions. It looks like we'll have our first back here from Soaz to see what he gets on 21 CS.
See if he teleports too, because this wave, he's got to. It's going in Broken Blade flavor. You can see Broken Blade there, not just annihilating the wave. He just kind of prunes it a little bit so that it still takes down. Ooh, nice dodge.
Oh, just out of the minion. Oh, he saves it from the turret. Golf clap.
Exactly. The pruning continues.
Golf clap.
Broken Blade keeping this minion wave perfectly in place in such a dangerous spot. Soaz has no flash, no teleport. He is a sitting duck right now. He's panicking. Yeah. Walking around here in the brush. He
I gotta try to get a few cues forward to push that back line.
So this information spreads through the whole team. Broken Blade informs Dardok. He says, as long as you don't show anywhere else on the map, Soaz has to just walk back and forth. Yeah. He can only pick up scraps. He cannot go fully into the wave without vision of Dardok. Here we go, though. 4 members mid, and the wave will just crash the turret.
It might have been something trying to get the last CS, but Zoe's safe farm with paddle stars makes it easy to stay out of harm's way. 45-30 on that top side, but that's being cleaned up a bit by Soaz now as we see Broken Blade with his just back as well. Stork boots to start. It's going to sting a little bit more from Flamespitter and his abilities in lane.
Okay, so right here, if TSM had vision of Xmithy, Dardok for sure could have taken this Infernal Drake because there was a recall on bottom side. They had a reset, and they have the teleport advantage since Broken Blade, as you can see, walking back the lane, has teleport on Rumble. But because they did not know that Xmithy had gone for that Gromp steal, they don't start up the Infernal Drake and try and abuse their teleport advantage quite yet.
There's a Hakuo hover too, so you're calling it to make sure he's not there.
All right, let's see if they actually change their trajectory down there. Red buff pickup here for Dardok. And he's fairly close to level 6. Still is going to need a couple more after that, though. So not going to have the big burst damage from his dragon range yet.
Swifty boots by Hakuo. I like it. Now something you see. Moby's usually to get around with the Grom, but here's Dardok to the top side of the lane. A little bit of a trade. Looking to maybe get Altek's move out. If he can't Arcane Shift, that becomes a much easier gank. And they ward just in time. Go figure. Smithy's just towards that top side, but they still want to make sure they can get Dardok early if he's going to be there.
Blue buff they saw with the Scryer's Bloom there. Can Immortals actually protect it? Ica walking over to try and pick it up.
Ica saw the timing on that ward as well. He knows it was recently placed, so somebody has to be within arm's reach. There's Bjergsen just over the wall. Blue buff in and out of the brush is giving everybody a bit of a hard time here as the rest of the team start to converge. There is a bit of a top lane roam. Broken Blade's trying to get away from Soaz so he can't get his teleport stopped, but Soaz is still patrolling him in that top side. Xmithy gets the safety. Bjergsen over the wall looking to do a bit of distortion damage to start this off and make it look a bit more tasty for TSM, but very slow to react on each side. Nobody wants to commit to this just yet for the blue because the dragon is up. Dardok's in on the Sonic Wave and Resonating Strike. Will he be too far in? They know Bjergsen can come over the wall low on mana. Good damage to Xmithy's. He's rooted. Still a back and forth, low health bars, but it's not going to be anybody dead. And not even the blue buff is going to be going down now. Sentinel stays alive. He's just getting angry, and it looks like they'll finally be able to take it. That was one hell of a back and forth for blue, but was more importantly for the Infernal Drake.
Yeah, and because Dardak had to smite there a little bit early for some health, it actually allows Ica to pick up his smite, and then he's going to use that on the blue buff. So in the end, they do secure their own blue buff and chase TSM back out of the jungle. Really the big flashes that were blown, Xmithy, Ica, and Bjergsen offensively tried to blow his flash on the LeBlanc to try and secure the second proc of the chain, and thus got Xmithy's flash out. So they'll be a little bit more vulnerable in mid lane, both of them without their flashes, but it should be in LeBlanc's favor.
Final clears before the backs. Marksmen are low on mana right now, so is Hakuo, so they're going to go ahead and keep themselves stacked up. Mana Mune in for Kabe. 91 to 76, Mr. Consistent, staying consistent, getting that CS under his belt and doing that for sure.
It's actually pretty funny, that long fight around blue buff, because Mark and Jat were also looking up stats from last year, just in our old stats document this morning, and Bjergsen had the most blue secures, very random stat, of any mid laner from 2019 by a very significant margin. Because Bjergsen often secures not only TSM's blue buff, but also their opponent's blue buff. TSM really highly values going for those invades.
Looks like they'll be able to grab Herald here as well. Control over the first objective that is able to be taken off the map. It's only been on for about 2 minutes, so they still get to it quite quick. And now we'll see where that goes. It is in the hands of Dardak, who was able to pick that up. And looks like we're going to get a swap in the lanes, though. That is going to be Kabe and Biofrost heading towards the top, and now they're going to give Soaz health. And they have given the bottom side priority to Infernal, though.
Yeah, Soaz should know that he's playing weak side, because his team calling, hey, we're going to trade that Rift Herald for Infernal Drake, so you need to get out of there or play very defensively. And that is a trade TSM initiate. They're the ones starting up the Rift Herald. They chain it down. They want to power through this turret. That's going to be money in the hands of Kabe. And they're going to mine some extra turret plates as well.
Taking stock of everything else as we take a look. 96 to 97. Ica faring decently against Bjergsen in that mid lane. As we check Ica, no fighting going on top right? No. No Dark Harvest stacks just yet. He gets that. It's going to help. Not super necessary, but always fun to have a few in there to make sure your abilities are doing that big boom power. Good damage onto the turret. Kabe keeps getting those shots in. Turret damage or not, he can just heal himself nicely. And they've brought that down to what, maybe one more minion wave to take it down. True Shot Barrage comes out. Almost. That would have been nice.
Yeah, would have been nice. Definitely way too slow. Bjergsen secures another blue buff. See if they can do anything with this Ignite. Ica's actually got it. He's headed into the jungle. They're going to try and attack Broken Blade here as TSM initiated that swap, sending their duo up topside. But because he's actually gone back into the Fog of War, they call off the play, and it will be both sides playing their defensive options fairly wisely.
So with the double Ignite, gotta watch out. Super deadly. Broken Blade.
Double the fire.
And bottom side now.
Triple the fire. Broken Blades.
There's a lot of fire on this team, actually. I like it. A few more shots to the top. Kick. And it's quick, but Xmithy gets out with the repel. Will he keep himself alive? Oh, baby! Kabe from across the map, bringing in the Senna ultimate to snipe down Xmithy. You do not have much width to do that on, but he finds the right channel and eagle eyes that one out. Kabe now alone on the top side, but he's got help coming across the river, so he's not worried.
He just got full priority on the top side. They destroyed the whole turret, and he's able to pick up the last hit on that kill. That was first blood, by the way. We are fairly late into the game, but that was first blood money to the Senna. Going to power up some of the lethality. It starts out with Dardak. Look at that Q ward hop, by the way. Very quick.
No, don't.
All right, yeah, something happened bottom lane. That was really too quick as well. But here it is. Ring around the rosy.
Ooh. Throws down the red carpet. Soaz wants to escape on this one as another teleport's coming in. No fight, actually. Looks like they're just going to have actually Kabe take this lane. They said, that's fine. I want all of this, and I will push it into the turret. I can 1v1. Soaz, go do what you need to do. We need you somewhere else below Broken Blade. He's going to head back towards top. Really quick movements here by TSM, and even what could have been a quick kill there, they're looking to keep the map priority at an advantage. They may lose top, though, with the amount of pressure coming in from Immortals.
The clone.
Gotta watch out for your mirror image. It's always a pain in the butt, too. Right when you almost got her killed, mirror image.
All right, Dardoch trying to cut off Soaz, but he's already made his escape back to safety here. And they're going to try and trade back on the top side. See if they give up anything mid. Xmithy's a target once again and blows the flash immediately.
There was a bit of a deterrent there with Xmithy coming over. Top wasn't going down, so Broken Blade said, I can participate in the fight. Nothing coming of that just yet, but we can see TSM is hungry to keep everything active. Forward kind of be like, get Bjergsen going, what we'll have is late game, then we play our fight game. It seems like they are going for their style, playing more aggressive and always being in the face of their opponent. Here on another turret and another outer down for TSM coming up on 15 minutes in the game.
And actually said, Riv, this composition for TSM is geared toward mid early game plays, and they've done just that. That's why they invest in the cash prizes of Rift Herald and turret plates rather than the dragon stacking buff, even though it's Infernal Dragon, which everybody gets googly-eyed
Oh no!
for.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be percentage damage increase. The money that TSM have been able to get over Immortals in this early stage, 3,000 at 15 minutes is very, very big for them because their comp relies on this. This is the power spike they want to push for the win on.
Yep.
They've taken down both side lane outer turrets to open up the map, and now they can push out those lanes and actually bring this money that they've earned into these item completion points and actually get those fights they're looking for.
I believe we saw Kabe just pick up soul number 29 for his Senna, so getting pretty close to that nice 40 mark. Every 20, you're going to get a bit of an upgrade.
Yes, sir. 25
passive.
extra range feels very nice.
Ooh. Absolutely. We have Baron coming up in just a few minutes. 17 seconds on that Mountain Drake. Top side of the map is being controlled now by Immortals. Hakuo and Xmithy making their way around to keep that buddy system in order, but it looks like they may freeze a crowd here, looking for Altec to start pinching down, and he did, so no fight's going to be happening just yet.
Yeah, still a split map, still both top laners running for their lives. Broken Blade, ooh,
Gets broken quite quick, slammed against the ground on that one. Xmithy's forced to repel out towards Grom. And the ultimate of Broken Blade is also down. He has to teleport to get back to the fight if it still continues, but it looks like no long chase will occur off of this. Bjergsen, the 1, 2, the 3! It doesn't have to be a chase, it's an instant poof. If you blink, you missed it.
in the pit, out of the pit.
It's never stopping, it's never stopping. Soaz says, let's fight. Ike is there, Paddlestar just missing over the shoulder of Dardoch. That would have been a huge chunk of damage of the distance it traveled. And TSM now resetting a bit in mid. As Immortals is doing the same. They took top. Now they can figure out what's next on the plate. And TSM will stop that.
Yeah, and that top play was just a miscalculation on the DPS check.
Yep.
You could tell that the call was, hey, Biofrost, you got me with the Flash Devour on top Kench. So Broken Blade wanted to turn and do as much damage as he could.
Yeah, here.
You can see on your mini-map, Biofrost is running right behind them. But with Xmithy, with the burst damage here, and Grom goes through, it's just so close. Biofrost flashes to try and get in range, but not quick enough. Critical that Immortals got that damage off first, but then they stick around for the control ward. And Riv, those pings start going down. Get out of there! Don't go die for the control ward! Bjergsen finds it. He cleans it back up and gets one for Broken Blade's loss.
4 hits is so many. You have to be there for so long.
So you must be a fan of the Umbral Glaive new lethality item then, because you can 2-tap control wards or 1-tap green wards.
Or you could just be a Duskblade user on anybody. Stupid Duskblade. A lot of gathering around this
he's ignited.
lane. Oop, there's a shield. Nice. Guardian walk. That was beautifully played. Biofrost with a very good call there on his passive for support. We also have Soaz on the bot side of the map. Remember, teleport's not up for him, so again, he'll have to start trekking up if anything big goes down. As Heraldine is now started, second of the game. Looks like it's going to go back quite a bit of health on this one. You can't just do that with a few people. It has to be a squad effort.
Yeah, Bjergsen was threatening to wrap around there for a flank with the LeBlanc, but he returns to the big double-stacked wave on top side first. You can see that wave crashing into Altec at the moment. So Immortals will pull off, but Altec, can he get out of the danger zone? It's like a yes.
Flying low in the danger zone. You gotta watch out for whenever LeBlanc is near. Immortals, another Drake in their name. This one's gonna be a mountain. And they start stacking those up closer to the soul. Clouds quicken, so it looks like we're going to get some fast feet for the rest of this game around a lot of the buffs. Herald started once again here by TSM. It looks like with that bottom pressure, they're able to say, fine, this is ours. We'll take more of the map. And I feel like TSM has the team, the LeBlanc, the Rumble, to play through these channels and play through the jungle of IMT better once they use this Rift Herald to get those outer turrets down.
Yep, Rift Herald number 2 acquired, all going according to plan. Push as hard as you can through the mid game. Now he's actually taking up to the top side with Bjergsen on LeBlanc, who's got a huge wave stacked up. I wonder if they even use it on this wave. It'll annihilate that tower.
You want it? Darlax says, hang on, I'm farming.
Finish some Krugs. They might not even need it to take this tower.
Honestly, when you're that strong and you can control another side of the map, when Immortals actually starts to stop you, I think that's the good time to use it.
Finish it by hand, quick! Xmithie's on the way!
Keep punching! Oh, Spider's coming in. Gotta watch out. A few more shots. It's gonna have that armor upgrade now that the minions are not there, so they're gonna have to back off on this one. Easily going down, though. Bjergsen should be in the side lanes for a little bit here. Teleports down, but I see him coming back for that shortly. Baron is spawning. Vision now encroaching towards the top side of the map, or it should be, with just a few towards the bottom. It's all about what you can set up here on that top side. You already have a turret that's possibly going down, so defense there. The TSM is going to be living around that objective.
All right, now is the panic mode here for Immortals. How do we keep Vision around the Baron with this giant gold deficit and the Fed LeBlanc looking for those pickoffs?
That's a good start. Nobody else can get over the wall, though, for those chains. Chain for chain. Bjergsen's locked down as they take control of mid once again. A few abilities being finished out as they're looking to get the coattails of TSM on the retreat. No big fight yet. Bjergsen over the wall, trying to make a big play, and he gets stopped immediately. Fast fingers there by Xmithie, expecting that over the wall with Vision.
Very nice cocoon from Xmithie to catch LeBlanc. That chunk of health actually might mean they can't continue to push on. Bjergsen down to 50% now, and TSM will just take the Scuttle Crab and back off. Shelly took out good 2/3 of the tower, but Immortals will answer right back after the LeBlanc's been pushed out.
I love the buy from Biofrost on the Quicksilver Sash. The moment you think you got a Drowsy that makes the play in Immortals' favor, you're instantly saved. He can get to Kabe. It might be able to turn the tide of fight in their favor. Not that they're behind, but currently being pushed in, you could definitely shock and awe the opposing team with a play like Quicksilver Sash. Few more items, core items for everybody around the map. Hakuo going for what we've seen, that Gargoyle Stone Plate right away for supports lately, just to keep them so beefy in the fights, and a meatball for the team to be around.
Yeah, an incredibly efficient tanking item when you get to team fights.
See where they decide to move through now. LeBlanc always looking. Bjergsen on his own, searching for those kills. More solo kills on this LB. It's going to be mid-turret pressure for now. Rift Herald already used as we saw. It's in nobody's inventory. And they're going to be going now for a little bit of Baron pressure with every outside turret down. That or a fight where IMT steps out a little too far. Teleports are up around for everyone as they do a quick summoner check. So side lanes can be pushed, but it has to be quick to get back to the fight.
And right now, #1 goal for Immortals is to get Vision for themselves so they can actually find one of these picks. They've drafted the Elise and the Zoe. Sleepy Trouble Bubble and Cocoon combinations to try and find pickoff. Try and find some extra follow-up damage with the Ezreal there to kill people. But if they don't have a lot of the vision work set up for them, then they aren't going to be able to actually catch people off guard. And since there's Tahm Kench, you have to be very tricky about how you do it. Need some control wards, need that true sight to be able to fire skill shots from, so you get someone that is standing away from the Tahm Kench who cannot immediately save them.
Trouble bubble there, it goes down. 23 minutes in, we're just getting to that point where both teams feel comfortable to stand toe to toe to try and get the poke in, to try and get that damage that will stick down. A little bit more for the side of TSM. They have Kabi to start healing people up, so not too big of a problem there. 2 Drakes on the side of IMT are helping out a little bit, but they're still wary of the fight TSM can bring to the table. So as is seen with what could have been a great flank, that ward was just placed.
Yeah, Bjergsen himself now, with the Banshee's Veil, has the spell immunity. So even if Xmithie tries to make a similar play onto LeBlanc, you know, with the cocoon or something, has the spell block. He goes in once again. It's actually this on Hakuho though, so spell block is down. They start up the dragon, scuttle grab taken, and Immortals in position to go for a steal.
Drawing out a bit. Xmithie on the left side. True Shot Barrage goes through. Does not look like they want to get the jungler in at all. Xmithie stays out. And it looks like the smite will go down. That's going to be TSM's first, and it's the Cloud. They're hiding in the Shroud of Kabe. Looks like they're going to go ahead and back on this one. No, this will voyage forward. They saw that with a ward in the pit, so they're privy to that knowledge. They won't get caught off guard, but TSM still trying to just keep the pressure in.
Oh, they want that fight. Teleport behind. It's going to be a flank.
They lose a turret, but they want the fight. Now inside their blue jungle, Immortals is looking to escape this. And how will it happen? Mission impossible almost. They don't grab Bjergsen right away. Banshee's Veil helps them as well to get out of that one. Beautiful ult by Senna across the entire team, and that is going to start off Altex, blood in the water. This is what they're chasing. They want to see if they can get the Ezreal. Hakuo's rooted. That's going to be a bit of damage. Gargoyle Stone Blade activated for him to keep him tanky, and they cannot burst through it. Hakuo is still alive, but you can see that health falls off, and they try to finish it. Unbreakable's up, and now Broken Blade trying to flank from the other side of the fight. All of the members of every team are here, and it's time to fight. A few members start going down, and that's going to be Dardoch first. Immortals find one kill, but then they lose one of their own in Hakuo, and now it's going to fizzle out. Everyone knew this was a very touch-and-go fight, and only a few members go down, and only 6-kill game in 25 minutes.
Yeah, Immortals get 3 low-health members to scramble out the top side of the lane while they get a counter kill onto Dardoch. So that could have been much worse. You had this feeling the whole time that it's a pack of gazelles wounded and they're just getting hunted down the top side of the map. But when they break and scramble like that,
they're fast.
Getting a 1 for 2 is actually not the worst in the world. Here's another look at it. They just get poked down over and over. Bjergsen going in, chunking them. The ultimate from Kabe, getting them so low, chasing them up here through the roof. But Hakuho buys some time for everybody to run up. Since Broken Blade's the only one that took the super long route around the top, he actually has to give them room because he's just Rumble and can't actually force. He tries to use the minion wave, and Bjergsen goes in, doesn't quite get the damage to finish him off, and then Soaz turns it onto Dardoch, giving them the 1 kill. He does flash there at the end, which is a flash into nowhere inside the pit, since he's going to go down anyways, but 2 for 1, still in the favor of TSM, but not as strong as they would have liked it to be.
It'd be fun if you were in the alcove and you killed somebody over there and you just kind of dump them over the edge of the roof. Be like, see ya. Tries to get out. Be like, don't worry, I'll flash for myself.
You can see the damage already on Kabe's ultimate from that Senna. He's fully completed the 2 lethality items now with the Dust Blade as well, so he's got the big damage proc, and he's got the extra penetration for abilities.
Bjergsen just getting into Merc Treads now, as he was primarily going for that power of his build to Banshee's Veil and the Ludens quite early. Seeing a bit of the same on the side with the Ludens
bottom
as he builds up. Love for Soaz. Got good wards down there, so he can call the team over. Let's try to bait this out. Stops to throw down World Ender now. More of a bait here, because the team is going towards the top side. Wants Kabe, wants Broken Blade. That's right. They are on Baron right now. Immortals playing off the ball on this one and using Soaz with the ultimate to say, yeah, I'll fight. Just kidding. My team's top. TSM's already able to make it, though, so how much did this work? A great double distort in to start that damage. We're going to do it again. That's going to be the Baron for Immortals. Xmithie comes up with the smite. Senna's ultimate across the team, as Soaz just dodges out of the Sonic Wave, and the Flame Spitter's going to catch up and cook him down. Hakuo now on the wrong side of the fight will eventually go down, as the rest of the members of IMT have seemed to make it out alive, and they need Baron on a few of these members.
Run,
Chase
Gazelle!
is still there. Forward, get it off Xmithie would be pretty good, but they don't want to go in for this one. Bjergsen's going to be the first one to initiate that, and the Sonic Wave wasn't in range. I got to give it to Hakuo. He lives for a hell of a long time. Unfortunately, the team can't help him in these situations as they're getting broken up, but these fights are lasting a while.
Yeah, the Immortals scramble. Once again, they get 3 members out the top side. And this was a really well thought out play. They have everyone burn down Baron while Soaz distracts everyone on the bottom side. He teleports up into the pit. Well layered right there with the Rumble ultimate and Senna ultimate, burning them down and allowing Broken Blade to flash over for that kill, and then sectioning off Hakuo, so eventually they'll be able to pick up that kill. It does allow the other 3 members to get Xmithie and 3 of the Baron buffs out and away from the prying hands of TSM. Kabe will chase him down. Ghost Blade, extra speed activation there.
Where's he at? Anyways, let's see, Mr. Kabe. Is that 59? 60 souls. Just hit it. Nicely done. We saw him pick it up on the screen. His items abound as well. He's actually just on free boots. I love it. You don't really need berserks. You're not getting attacked. Yeah, Biofrost for safety. I mean, if you get hit by Ica, you're going to be like, wow, yeah, magic resistance. But that's not what you're buying anyways. Fight for Bjerg to start things off. Banshee's Veil allows him to just get in the face of his opponents, as they are completely flexing on Immortals here, knowing that they have Baron. They don't want to give them any free time on the map. They want to get it off of every member that they can. This Red Bull Baron power play could be used bot by Soaz, but I'm not sure how much. He doesn't have it.
Yeah, so the idea there is that TSM know Soaz doesn't have teleport, so they're trying to force the fight, but they're throwing all their ults and everything into the Braum.
Whoa!
Now they're throwing it into Xmithy, and he can't take it.
Tethered down as that chain is still going to lock onto the spider. Altec trying to fire over the wall. Bjergsen once again, and he gets Hakuo with the chain and the damage. Great pickup by Dardoch there, and now TSM is off and running with 2 Cloud Drakes, if you will. They make their way towards mid lane, and they have priority.
All right, pushing up, TSM, but they're racing against a Baron push on the bottom side
Good
here
call.
for Immortals, so will be another tower traded. TSM full steam ahead. They should be able to get the inhibitor turret too, because not enough recalls completing.
Much more damage on that second tier turret that TSM was dealing with than Immortals going through a full turret. So as World Ender on initiates it, they want to go for the fight, chains a few in, but they're going to take it. There's the Rumble ultimate going down to equalize what could be this, and Altec hitting the auto attacks coming in. Beautiful job by him. If he can still follow up with the Ezreal, it's able to do quite a bit of damage in this game, but we've seen TSM, like you said, Kobe, scattered in all these fights along with Immortals. It's very hard for Edge to pick up those kills if he doesn't have anybody with him. Where will they go now? That's going to be a full team down mid for Immortals, and now they are off of Baron, I believe, on everyone. Yes.
Yeah. Ika's just looking for a couple stray picks here. Stops the recall from Bjergsen. Should to be the seesaw of pressure, Riv.
Oh.
After TSM get pushed off of the mid lane there, just inches away from taking down the inhibitor turret, Immortals push right back. They want to finish off that bottom tower.
So now at 30 minutes, seems like things are quieting for a moment. Let's kind of look at what our expectations of this were. We saw that Immortals weren't able to do too well yesterday, picking up a little bit more in the laning phase for this game, and then showing a bit of objective control and play off objectives, which was really nice for that Baron. Our questions were kind of around Dardoch, Kabe, how would this team start to work together? I feel like Dardoch had the pressure we felt Dardoch was going to have in this early game.
Yeah, TSM definitely earning themselves the early lead and getting that map into a good position. But Immortals, I have to say, it's just about that one single play that they pulled off. The Baron bait.
For sure.
Soaz down bottom, TSM made that crucial mistake of sending too many players down to chase the teleport Aatrox, and Immortals did not hesitate. This is what you get when you have so many veterans. Soaz and Xmithy have been playing this game for so long. They have the 4 members start burning down the Baron. Soaz actually teleports up there to join the rest of the team, and once Immortals got that Baron, that's what brought us more to this even state where they caught up with TSM. They're able to actually push back now.
It reminds me, you talk about Soaz and how long they've been there. His 6-ish years with Fnatic, whether it was subbing, coaching, or playing, when Fnatic has the death brush. They have those kind of ideas you can pull from behind. Soaz definitely has a few of those tricks up his sleeve. It's fun to recall for sure. 32.5 minutes into this one. Immortals setting up with their solid 4, as we still see Soaz in the side lane pushing around. Smithy looking to pick up some extra jungle camps here, but TSM does not want any of that resource grabbing to happen. They will take your lunch money. Bjergsen towards that top side. He will be your solo laner for TSM, and he has been since that top turret or second tier was up, and he's still going at it, trying to add pressure and call Ica up to that side.
All right. Baron number 2, my friend. 20 seconds upon arrival. Looks like we're going to have a reset for control wards for TSM. They've got so many lit up in this jungle. Yeah, really good zoom out here by the observers. You can see the map is completely dark for Immortals, and this is so scary. So many people have been in this situation at home. you know the enemy has control over Baron. They can start it up, and you're very, very wary of trying to check into a Banshee's Veil LeBlanc burst damage. So Immortals are making a hard push down mid to try and draw away some of the pressure.
Awesome use of the Shroud to check in and out of areas that TSM didn't have. Immortals was taking over, and Immortals was doing a great job of being able to encroach that vision in just a little bit. A nice wall of Xmithie and Hakuo allows the rest of Immortals to do damage on the middle inhibitor turret with a broken blade, trying to protect. Good work off the ball once again by Immortals, but it's ever so small. If they can get him to be bigger, that's when they can really throw TSM off. Ooh. Switching back to Ica. 13 Dark Harvest? 3? I can't see. Just off my screen, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's also very close to making a death cap. So I think that they... Oh, so it's flank.
Gonna be one hit onto Kabe. He gets a good shield. He's gonna be safe and get himself out. Biofrost is also there. They have Redemption and Quicksilver on Bio to get through this fight. Remember, those little things that can turn the tide Immortals was not expecting. And there is the ultimate equalizer going out. Everybody's able to pretty much walk around whatever abilities have been thrown out so far, sizing each other up, figuring out what damage will be coming through. That only makes it more tense for the next fight. Not many summoners were used coming out of that one. There was a heal from Biofrost. We're going to see what happens now with the Baron. TSM starts it up quite quick. Equalizer is down. Remember, looking for ultimates on the side of Immortals. And it's going to be that Glacial Fissure if they want to get into the fight. Bjergsen obviously always going to have his to mimic whatever ability he does. Immortals feeling that they could get flanked here, start pulling out just a little bit more. Baron going lower and lower.
Watch the Rumble ultimate through this corridor. Broken Blade could be a hero or a zero.
Just about 5 more seconds on the Rumble ultimate as it comes up in 3, 2, 1. Look for Broken Blade to fire it out, and the rest of Immortals is cooking up just on the left side. They're actually able to dodge the damage. Don't touch the lava. They're able to get out of that one safely, and I believe TSM thought they had a much bigger fight that they were going to get away with. Immortals now stands a bit tall with Hakuo slightly short on this one of HP.
Woo. I love that countdown on the floor's arm. This tiny little space, they were all able to huddle together from the safety and not burn down on the Rumble ultimate. So that calls a truce at the Baron. It looks like it's just going to be Altec who goes down to the Dragon to pick this one up. That will be third Drake for Immortals and set them up for a possible Cloud Soul.
And I was about to kind of bring up the point. With Clouds being the souls coming up, that wasn't going to be the fight that tipped the game left or right. Nobody's going to just want that extra movement speed to get to that. It's the Baron. It's topside. It's going back to it. Now that the batting order is refreshed, we are back to the plate with everybody. And we're going to go right back at it. Right around the red buff on the side of Immortals. Vision will start to be placed here. And it looks like it's going to have to be another ward clearing game and pushing up mid before we get another fight like that at Baron.
Whew, yeah, barely getting out alive. Hakuo has done a very good job on Braum of soaking so much damage this game, by the way. It seems like TSM are constantly throwing so much at him. And with the Unbreakable, jumping to allies, he has gotten away. Most of the time, it has been the times at top lane where he has died. You know, those skirmishes where everyone had to scramble. Here we go, though. Full reset. Immortals are able to get back to base. Everybody heals back up, and they're on the Rift again. TSM running the Rift, but not by much.
Ica managing to hit level 17 before anybody in the game. So he's got, but 16 is really what you're looking for.
And that death cap I was talking about is complete.
There it is.
The horror stories you hear about Zoe, big burst damage coming through with these 3 items can go so aggressively. The Banshee's Veil allows you the spell immunity that he can actually go in, use the R to try and get full burst combos. And with the death cap and Luden, perfect burst combination. Meanwhile, on the side of Bjergsen, the LeBlanc, you would think similar things, but since he opted for the Void Staff, that means he's more looking at people like Soaz, who have 140 magic resist, where you get more value out of the percentage magic penetration, and he might be looking for more possibilities of doing frontline damage. I would say, like, hey, I like my LeBlancs to try and go for the 100% shot where you can get a backliner, but they're in!
Big hit, the chains go down. Nice save onto Dardoch. True Shot Barrage coming through. Ica taking a lot of damage. He's yet to die in this game as Bjergsen gets himself to safety. We're looking towards the middle of the map now with Xmithie and Hakuo very low. And Broken Blade trying to stay behind his team. Whoa! Dardoch going straight in. Bjergsen, rather, sorry, going straight in, but he goes down to the hands of Altec as they have quick shots coming out of those Mystic shots. as Altec fires more over the minions. Now he's got to be met with a wave of TSMs, which makes it a bit harder to fight. Thinking that was Dardoch flying in, but I should know Bjergsen's finger has been on that distortion all game long and hitting it whenever the cooldown comes up.
Not able to finish off that backline.
Not
And
that
now
one.
Immortals will take this opportunity to get that very, very secure Baron vision. I mean, it's a relief when you
Lock
can
it
get
down.
that vision this late in the game. They move in, they clear out the control wards, and they pry TSM fans away from this area of the map. Scuttlecrab will still give TSM their own vision, but that's scared feeling you get when they're inside the pit alone is now gone. Immortals will start it up themselves. Who's gonna get there? Bjergsen doesn't have teleport, so it's a 4-on-5.
Great Scryer's Bloom from Soaz to set things up. He's hiding in the new 2020 brush
Burn it
as
down.
he gets warded out. Blast cone over the wall, or he's actually going to keep it. Ica going low, gets himself back to safety. Dardoch very low, and Dardoch's the one you want to be in this fight. Kabe now can't get himself any real healing unless he gets to the minion wave, and it looks like TSM has been pushed off, but IMT not wanting it right away.
Yeah, Immortals, it was so close there, couple thousand health, but because the 4 members of TSM were so threatening, they didn't want to wait around. Bjergsen's death timer came up, so he was running from Fountain to get to that fight. That was on the edge of a knife right there. Could have gone either way. Immortals don't want to chance it, so they pull off the Baron. And TSM breathe a sigh of relief of their own as they're able to wait out that kill on the Bjergsen. Bring it back to even footing.
I'm sure that it feels like the big relief in the fight. You can take more of a fight when you know Bjergsen is down. You don't have to worry about a flank coming in from everywhere. 90 plus souls, I think about 92 if Kabe just picked that one up. He is getting quite big as he continues to grab those off the ground, and he's hoping to grab the souls of Immortals here quite soon. 7-4, 62,000 to 60.4 on the side of Immortals. What a game this has been. Still, the lowest kill game we've had so far in the split. TLC9 was 12, so we're just on the cusp of that.
Okay, now you have the decision point. There is a Dragon Soul coming up, bottom half of the map for Immortals, and they already have positioning there, because Soaz pushing this bottom minion wave. He's got teleport. Meanwhile, TSM trying to force this Baron to draw Immortals over.
Where's Soaz's TP? I don't really see a back ward. Questions from the back if they know that Bjergsen is there. I see some pings on the mini-map. Soaz still walking it up. He actually wants the mid-turret. If they can stop this, he gets middle inhibitor possibly. He's going back and forth and he still can't decide without the minion wave being big enough. Now he's going to teleport into the fight. Baron is healing up very fast, and this is actually the time you want to be able to get in and start that up. A quick Drowsy save onto Biofrost, or from Biofrost to Dardoch as they get him to safety, and now Biofrost has to be safe himself with a quick silver sash. Gray health still to be used, and this is about just spending everything that TSM has to get out of the crowd control and get out of these fights that IMT is bringing. Bjergsen over the wall to turn the fight. And that overall isn't to say I'm killing someone. It's to say, look here, stop the initiation. He's able to set the pace there and stop IMT's tempo.
I know it's not as cool, but the mini-map, there was a huge wave crashing into that turret. Now they're starting up Baron again.
All right, TSM, it's a do or die. One of these teams is going to be getting it. One of these teams is going to be going down. Baron's down to half right now. Ica's up front. Gets himself burst on that Banshee. He's going to be back to safety for now. Bjergsen wants to get into Ica, and he's just going to hold it. Blows Ica's Zanya's, and you're going to lose Hakuo first. Dardoch's very low as he goes into Zanya's state, and the teleport now comes in from Altec on the bot side of the map. TSM very low. Kabe and Broken Blade have to be very careful, and this is Altec flying over the walls. This is what he wants to see. Low health bars around is when an Ezreal is smiling. Xmithie living with a sliver of health, and again Baron stays alive as the teams retreat.
Critically, though, during that fight, during that chaos, it was Immortals fighting 4v5 because Altec took the Dragon. Dragon Soul acquired for Immortals, and they still went 1-for-1 in the fight.
Their ability to do secondary things, multitask, is actually becoming pretty fantastic in this game, and it's not giving them so much of a lead, but it's actually keeping them at a point where they can grab a lead, and that's what they need here. TSM has had pretty good stranglehold on the early part of the game, and Immortals is showing us how they can get back in.
All right. This is just anecdotal, but Aatrox with Cloud Soul is insane. I've seen people pop the Aatrox ultimate when you have Cloud Soul and run the entire length from bottom river to the top river before a fight ends. So Soaz has no teleport right now, but because they have Cloud Drake, he can actually just walk his ass over there.
So he's just at regular 484. Yo, so he's at 484. Oh, he's in now. 426.
Wait till he pops
as he
his
got
ultimate.
hit. Right, yeah.
That sucker goes fast. Oh, now he's looking at Bjergsen actually in the split.
I'm excited. Yeah.
I love that sound.
Why wasn't that in the Kobe sound pack?
Where's he going?
Oh, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to track him just yet, but he is behind the team. World Ender ult over. Okay, just one. Didn't throw down anything too big. Was trying to get a pop-up with the Glacial Fisher to assist in that if he could get his Qs over the wall. I like the way they're playing. Trying to get some sneaky attacks in. Bjergsen is just wholly on the side. He is yards away from the team. This is like following somebody in a car and you have to keep your lights off. You can't get too close. You got to stay far away and they cannot see you. If they see you, it's blown. Your cover is blown. Bjergsen's doing a fantastic job of that right now. Now going towards the bot side, he's going to create a little bit of pressure. I feel like this might allow TSM to breathe, or will be the initiation onto TSM. That's going to be the equalizer to make sure that initiation does not happen.
Oh, Rumble ult, that's big. Now Immortals looking for it.
Bjergsen on the turret, Biofrost Gray help. Redemption coming down, keeps him alive a little bit longer, but he will fall. There's a minion at the turret, but there's not a minion wave, and that's exactly what Immortals need. The timing is not there for them, unfortunately, with a fight they won. And Bjergsen comes up with an inhibitor turret and an inhibitor by himself. What a call from TSM.
All right, TSM still down one member, but Bjergsen putting so much pressure on the Nexus turrets. Ica trying to answer. Now they're starting up the Baron. TSM closing in to try and answer. Biofrost still 27 seconds left on his death.
Let's go.
They'll have to do this with 4 members.
What an awesome game here between IMT and TSM. TSM showing us how good they can be this season in the first match of the Spring Split 2020. 45 minutes into this one. We're going to be back onto the Baron.
Rumble Ultimate is back and available for Broken Blade, so the Baron is a very dangerous spot to be.
Broken Blade's ultimate is up. He does not want to use it in full river. He wants to find that choke point, so this is just to stave off the damage to Baron.
And if you check afterward, you're going to count that one as an inhibitor and half of a Nexus turret for just the life of Biofrost. TSM will take that trade any day. Even more than half of that turret, by the way. Whew, this is definitely a nail-biter rib. 46 minutes into the game. We have had so many Baron attempts, and then people trying to pull you across the map. TSM actually find an opening with committing to a Bjergsen split push. Teleports are ready now for the side of TSM and not on the side of Immortals. That makes it very difficult considering the split map. So Immortals really will have to rely on the extra speed from Cloud Soul here.
And we're coming up to full builds. You're seeing Kabe at max power on this. He's getting those souls for range. He has 1,500 gold in his pocket, so it's elixir time now. You're getting the last bit of everything that you can put in your pocket to add damage to this game, and hope your summoners are up for that next big fight.
All right, they're trying to get Bjergsen, so an opening move in here. I think Bjergsen can even go and harass So as he knows no one else is there, but they don't have vision on Zoe. TSM trying to pull the team in half.
Clear from Soaz. Teleports up in just a few. It's just a touch and go right now. No one wants the full committal. They can obviously see that a few members of TSM are in mid. Immortals knows it's not being done. They're in each other's head, and it's going to be very interesting to see who can break this kind of precedent that they've been setting, who can take a right when everybody expects the left.
All right, right now, Immortals fans are praying for Zoe Bubble or Elise Cocoon to pick somebody off and get that catch while everyone's split. And TSM fans are praying for Bjergsen to make the split push, find the last Nexus turret there. The first one went down already, so the base still weakening for Immortals. And TSM still right back to the Baron. They want to pull Immortals in between Bjergsen and the Baron buff. But Elder is about to arrive.
You say it, Kobe. It's true. You think of Bjergsen, you think of the Akali carries, you think of this LeBlanc that he is known for. Another chain, just every time he's able to make the plays. And it is going to be about this last Drake. Ica as well on the other side of that matchup. 0-0 and 2 right now. 250 gold bounty to his name for staying safe, playing strong. Coming up to a full build now as a Void Staff is coming in his inventory.
And because TSM have the bottom inhibitor, it's actually not as difficult for Immortals The location of Elder Dragon is so much easier for them to try and manage bottom super minion waves while simultaneously remaining close enough to stop TSM's attempt at splitting the team apart. So you can see they're doing just that, with Altec over here on the Ezreal, clearing the super minions, then heading down into the river. Bjergsen now has a few members behind him, uses a distortion.
World Ender's on. Soaz got to go fast, so good damage with that Harbinger stance to start things off.
Big Soaz right there, though.
Huge. Goes down there and won't get much healing back off of it because they still are not fighting. Ika's in mid, a kick back. They want Hawkwool right away. The tankiest member on the team is going to be very hard to tank down. Broken Blade gets himself to safety. This is almost the perfect spot to be using the equalizer, but he wants the right members, not somebody that can just dash or arcane shift off of it. Again, the fight is tempered a little bit with damage traded on both sides.
And that is flash from Broken Blade as well. You said it, Riv. The Braum is not the one you want to catch.
Absolutely not. That one, though. Soaz had just used his ultimate. That's the Abyssal Voyage forward from Dardoch and Biofrost. But again, they're just a little short on the coattails of being able to get Immortals.
They're going to run with this super minion all the way to the Nexus, though. Immortals have to answer the push. Dardoch getting chunked out.
TSM want to start this spring split with a victory. We're coming up on 50 minutes now.
Oh my.
It's been fast play, but it seems to still trend towards that late game aspect for them. And this is still where they have the fight prowess. We see TSM, Bjergsen able to come around with the flanks. Immortals are trying to figure out that same thing too. With Soaz, with Xmithie. Now onto the Elder Drake. It's going to be face to face. And it's going to be Bjergsen off to the left side. Soaz is coming in just from the top. World Ender is going to be up for him as he can dash over the wall and start the fight. A nice knockup for Q number 1. He gets locked down by Kabe, but it's not going to be for long. Saved by Biofrost. Rift Herald's not even the real fight. It's tit for tat, and then it's the fight between the champions. Altec's forward onto the equalizer. A scary spot for him to be, but he gets the safety. Bjergsen over the wall, finds Ika. That's going to be half the HP bar, and exactly what TSM needed to turn the fight.
Oh my goodness. Oh, in the end, no casualties. Both teams retreating from the Elder Dragon here. Minions by themselves, by the way, took out this middle inhibitor turret from TSM's base. Because there's been so much split pushing on the bottom half and so much time spent around the Elder Dragon standing there. The IMT Winions taking matters into their own hands, and we get a full reset. Now, looking at the important cooldowns, Flash from the Tahm Kench as well as the Rumble are down on the side of TSM, and on Immortals, it's only Altec who has to worry about it. He is Ezreal though, so he has the Arcane Shift to try and rely upon.
All right, looking at Senna, 119 souls, range 125, critical chance 75, lifesteal 8.75. But 125 range feels good. As Jat was saying, that applies to your Q range as well.
Riv, they're taking their cues in strategy from the minions. Immortals have gone right back down mid lane. They get the exposed inhibitor and bubble land.
Immortals now in the base. That inhibitor down means they want to pressure a bit. The red carpet is laid out for Xmithie, but it looks like he'll stay safe on that one in the form of gold. As Dardoch's going to be hit up. Is this really happening right now? Immortals inside the base of TSM, and they're starting to turn him down. It's Biofrost next with a great health to save him, but it's not going to be much. Bjergsen just outside with the teleport. He says, walk this way, not my base. Will he be able to do enough damage? Will he be able to hit the priority targets? There's a lot of hell for him to burst through, and he can't change too many minds with just one member.
He's trying to pull the minion wave, but it's a super minion wave, so he couldn't do it without exposing himself, and Immortals have it at the Nexus turret, pushing in!
Nexus turret 1 going down. Great damage to Xmithie, but he can still have the repel to get up out. That turret was on him, so he was forced to do so. The sigil damage is not going to be enough to take Xmithie down from Bjergsen's Q. And Immortals get out with their own Nexus turret.
Riv! It's just one Nexus turret each, and Elder Dragon and Baron are both still up here. Oh, that one's down. Xmithie's going to try to do this one with no life.
Immortals onto the Elder. Nobody's even going to be there. Immolation in their hands to face TSM in the next fight. Baron towards the top side. If TSM can still find a way to play around Immortals, but it's almost impossible now.
Immortals get the Elder Dragon execution buff. They defend the possibility of trading for Baron too. You can see Soaz on Aatrox waited over by the Baron, and it's all because of this play. They get the slow onto Dardoch, and he's the one who's unable to get out because Biofrost can't save both members. He devours Broken Blade, so then Dardoch is left there. He flashes in and gets the kick off, but he dies in the process. The chase down for Immortals, kicking off Broken Blade as well there means that 2 members down. Immortals now set up for it with the tremendous power of Elder Dragon and the Cloud Soul. They will return to TSM's base, which is a Nexus alone.
I'm loving this too. Look at the 2 marksmen. 700 bounties, 404, 402, battle of the bot lanes now. Obviously, there's so much work done around the map, but it's awesome to look at it. These 2 have been so protected the entire game. Biofrost doing what he can. Hakuo being a beast in each one of these fights to be the last one as the caboose, so nobody else goes down if he can help it. I cannot wait to see this power come together here, but now it's going to be Elder and Baron, so that power coming together may just wash all of what I said away.
Yeah, I mean, we had our exciting moment. The fight that mattered was that replay we just saw inside the base. Those 2 kills on Dardoch and Broken Blade for Immortals, earning them the Elder Dragon retreat, then the Baron here. Everything is because of that fight that they just got. The picks that allow them to bring both of the endgame buffs TSM space. Neither of them will save you from getting 100% to 0, though, if you expose yourself. So, still options as far as looking around for those burst avenues to the back line. Bjergsen is constantly looking for these flanks, but unable to ever take down Altec.
True shot barrage looking for Bjergsen, also clearing the bot side. Feels good to do a little bit more of just that at once, rather. So as pushing top, should be able to have this. Waiting for his cannon minions and caster minions to get up. Beautiful job here. All outers are down, Kobe. Now Immortals just has to deal with TSM's base.
Immortals finally starting to breathe steadily here. Coming back, they really wanted to come into today versus TSM, get their first win on the board for the LCS. And it looks like they are moments away from doing so. Hakuo, Baron buffs up the mid wave while the rest of the team slowly whittles down this outer turret.
Well, Kobe, we've also been graced with a time that broke the longest for last season at 55.06. So we're at 55.46 now and still going here.
Oh my. That chunk onto Ica might actually save TSM's bacon. Let's see if it buys them enough time. There's no teleport on Ica.
Always saving the bacon.
It's full recalls.
What can they get out of this? So coming back through. Now they're flooding out of base. Altec's going to be the last one, waiting for one last thing that he can put in his pocket. As Soaz is now met by Bjergsen. This could get a little hairy. You're going to throw down World Ender. Sonic Wave actually just missed with that move and then lockdown of the chain, so they won't have any follow-up damage. Soaz lives. He just used TP to get here, so they say, team, you may have to stay.
He's on the run.
Somebody give him a safeguard. Oh. I think me and everybody in the crowd, we're feeling it. This game has emotional and physical properties that are just
Can we make it a 60-minute
right now?
Can we get a 60-minute game?
I think so. I think so. This hold is going to be pretty strong here. Biofrost has to stay with Kabi, or at least Dardoch. Those are the 2 members he's kind of been hiding around, since Dardoch can get somewhat of a displacement, an initiation, and then find Kabe, who's kind of been saving himself with the Shroud with his own heals. So many things to think about, and Immortals has such a team that just wants to dive into your fight. Got to be careful for the Mystic shots, the Zoe bubbles, the cocoons coming out from Xmithy. Lots of things to dodge here on what could be the last defense of TSM's base.
Bjergsen looking for it again, still has the spell shield.
Not the impact he's looking for, but still chipping away. One of the tankiest members on the team.
Ica's on the top side right now, by the way. That's why Immortals aren't showing as much action as you're used to seeing. Yep. They don't have the Zoe poke here. They don't have that pick-off potential with the bubble you're talking about. He was pushing in top lane. Once he gets that top lane pushed in, maybe they'll bring their forces towards the exposed inhibitor. Altec goes for a chunk.
Soaz, again, back and forth. Can't really decide what channel he wants to be on, but over there, if the fight did start, that would be terrible for IMT. It's the things that we see from the God's eye that the teams can't, that make it look like, why did you do that? What an intense game these players must be thinking about right now. One wrong move ends it. Bjergsen's gonna go in. Great damage onto Hakuo. Exactly what you want to see on the tank of Immortals for TSM. As Ica starts to push mid by himself. They're starting to spread him thin. All of Immortals across the horn here of TSM's base, hitting each inhibitor.
Play it slow. They've got the buffs on their side. SOAS finishes off almost the last inhibitor down here. Just a few more hits remaining for Immortals to claim their prize.
The patience has been extreme. SOAS teleported in, got attacked by Dardoch and Bjergsen, and has stayed safe in the bot to be full health. So the team could use each lane and pressure from everywhere.
Riv, we get another Elder Dragon. We're gonna make it to 60 minutes, my friends.
Let's go. This is what I like. A lot of clapping has been done in this game. I think more than I have ever done before. A 58 coming up on 59. It's just one there. And the Drake's coming in Cloud fashion for that soul. Over to IMT. A few were grabbed by TSM throughout the game, but it didn't seem to be the fight that they wanted. This was such a volatile early game with such low kills. Back and forth. A blue buff being fought over 40, 50 seconds. Backed off. Top lane, the same thing. These teams are definitely stretching each other to the limit.
And the super minions start to flood in. Immortals have so much extra
6.
pressure here.
2 from each lane.
All right, will they start up the Elder Dragon to try and pull TSM there? Time is in their favor, so Immortals should not be the ones feeling rushed. They just have to wait for the super minions to slowly eat away at the defenses. Bjergsen is in base with teleport about to come up on the LeBlanc. He's going to try and clear out as many of the minions as he can, and then TSM just have to go all in for it because Immortals about to pick up Elder Dragon number 2.
Just for fun, Kabe now at 175 range on his souls of 155.
They're giving it. They're staying in the base. They're trying to clear the minions instead.
Oh, and it's dead. Elder is there, and you could just say this win is grandfathered in, if you will, for Immortals. Not much can stop them, and if they do, TSM will be stopping a just absolute missile coming down the mid lane that is Immortals.
All right, after Baron, there is literally no more power on the map that you could get. 3 inhibitors down, Elder Dragon and Baron buff. That is the trifecta of end game pushing for Immortals.
All right. Red Bull Baron power play coming in for Immortals here. Will it be enough to end the game? We have just crested 60 minutes. Who will be able to put the final touches in? Because this is a one and done. A fight is won. It goes across the map as well, Kobe. This could be tough. Bjergsen coming in from the backside. Hakuo's in a spot he does not want to be in if he wants to go for Hakuo. But he's going to get to Altec. Puts Altec down to 50% HP. There goes the heal coming out. And he'll get himself back to safety for now. Good kill into Dardoch. That's going to be a big hit. Kabe doing what he can to keep SOAS out of the base. That's going to be it. Altec's already in. And Immortals are going to pick up their first win of the spring split over TSM. What a shock and awe finish. If you were waiting for these upfront fights. But wait, hey, they're on the Nexus, by the way. And there goes your Nexus. Immortals take the victory.
Elder Dragon 2, Baron, I lost count what number that one was. All the inhibitors down, and Immortals will take down TSM in 61 minutes, 20 seconds to even up their score, going 1-1 in the first week.
Things to be worked on, I'd say, for both teams. We've seen TSM with stronger endings in the past, knowing how to utilize that lead that they had, albeit that lead was always very small, and Immortals was kind of throwing themselves in front of that lead, saying, no, you can't have this, you can't have this. And while TSM was only taking a little beat each time, it kept Immortals in a position where they could find a way back.
Yeah, if we talk about any section of this game, I'm going to need a replay to go with it because it was so long. I can't remember exactly which moment we're referring to. But there must have been 30 starts on the Baron that one time. Immortals started up, TSM trying to start it up, so much push and pull. And with the poke, Bjergsen with the spell shield trying to constantly find members of Immortals. Ica doing the same thing with the Zoe, fishing around, spell shield for himself, trying to find poke opportunities. And both teams playing it defensively. They have Biofrost there for the Tom Kench multiple saves, and Hakuo soaking a lot of those attempts for Immortals as well. These defensive supports really working overtime.
Heck yeah, and I kind of just want to draw attention. We have Kabe coming over as well as Ica, both played pretty well. You're not seeing these guys throw themselves in, dying all the time. You can argue if you're a player like, you didn't play Zoe aggressive enough and get enough kills. Well, okay, that's fine. That can be said. But it wasn't costing the team anything for either of those players on Immortals or TSM. So awesome to see them starting well here in NA. And Kabe had a pretty sick game on that Senna. He was showing up.
Yeah, I mean, neither of the marksmen died. Alltech and Kabe both definitely.
KDA players. Let's send it down to Gabby, who's ready for an interview with the Immortals bot laner, Alltech.
Well, I couldn't be more happy to have Alltech by my side because, first of all, welcome back to the LCS. I know that you are very, very excited to be here. Clearly, the audience is as well. I know you've done some solo boot camping too. So what does it mean for you to make this return onto the stage?
Honestly, it's like just amazing feeling. I've worked hard, and I'm really grateful that IMT gave me a chance. And, even though all of our games kind of like sloppy or, miss execution, I'm happy with the progress we've made so far.
Well, and the thing is, when you're starting off a new season, it's not uncommon for games to be very variable in this length. So yes, going the distance, but this was a very active off-season. Besides maybe some of that synergy that you're still working out, what do you think were the major contributing factors to this being such a lengthy, grueling process to get that overall victory?
I'd say the same as yesterday. Even though we had a kind of like a lead, we played really scared. Even though our team this game compared to yesterday's, we're kind of pokey and we don't really have engaged, so it's like kind of normal to play like that. But I felt like we could have done a lot more. But I feel like over time, we'll get better at that. So.
And as far as the bot lane experience that you had here today, Ezreal versus Senna, some are thinking, how is this going to go? Clearly went pretty well. So are you feeling very confident in your own personal performance so far? Obviously some rockiness, but maybe just in the general trajectory of what we can expect from you this season.
Yeah, honestly, like we didn't play Ezreal in scrims at all today, or even like this week, and we only had 2 days of practice this week. So pulling out a win is really nice for us. But as a team, it's only going to be up from here. So I'm excited.
Well, after yesterday, Immortals are smelling the scent of victory this Sunday. To find out whether Golden Guardians or Cloud9 can do the same, stay tuned after the break.